Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're in Norwich, Norfolk, and we're at Norwich Railway Station, and we're here to do Wherryman's Way hiking trail, which is 37.5 miles. So let's get underway. Come with us on the journey. So we're now heading straight out to the main exit of Norwich Railway Station. We want to be crossing the road and taking a left and following the River Yare. Okay, we've just crossed Riverside from the railway station, so straight over to the River Yare here, and we're now going to be following that, which is the River Walk. But the official route goes down Ferry Road, where you can see the mural on the wall there. That's where you need to go down for the official route, but this one is obviously a bit more of a scenic one. But this way is Boudica Way route. But remember, we are doing Wherryman's Way. So here we're now going under the Lady Julian Bridge. Okay, so we're now passed under Novi Sad Friendship Bridge, and we're now heading towards the Cow Road Bridge, where there we'll be wanting to take a right and cross the River Yare. So we're now taking the right turn over Cara Bridge. So we now come across Cara Bridge, and you want to take the immediate left on King Street and follow that up to the top. So we've now arrived at the top of King Street, and you want to take a left on Brackendale. Head down towards the roundabout, the old Coleman's roundabout. You want to be going straight over that one, following Brackendale still. So we have the county hall over in that direction, but we're going straight over, and the old Coleman site on the left here. As I said, we're carrying on straight over the railway line bridge here and continuing on Brackendale. We're now walking over Brackendale Bridge, and if I pan to the left here, you'll get your first view of the River Yare. So on this trail, the River Yare is the river we're going to be following. So as soon as you come off the bridge, you'll be on the street. You've got a left turn coming up on Whittlingham Lane, which is the same lane that the dry ski slope is on in Norwich. So as you arrive at the village sign, you want to be taking your left, as I said, on Whittlingham Lane, and on the right here, behind the trees, which is now coming into shot, you can see St Andrew's Church in Trouse. But left we go. So we've just walked past Norwich Dry Ski Slope, and we're continuing down on Whittlingham Lane. And when you arrive at Norwich Rowing Club, after you get past that, you want to be taking the next left and following the Wherryman's Way signs. So we've arrived at the turn, and we need to take the left turn after the Rowing Club. So down this lane here. So with us on our journey today is me, Chay, and out in front, as you can see, is Lee.
Hello, good morning.
So as you come to the bottom here, you want to be veering to your right. But as you can see from the signposts, we have our markers. So if anyone's interested, here's the notice board here. Shows you where we are and where everything else is. So you've got your official circular walk, which I believe is around 2 miles. And you have the woods walk as well. So on our left here now is Whittlingham Broad. So you want to be following along the edge of the Little Broad. So we now come to the end of Little Whittlingham Broad. So coming up will be the Great Broad here. So we've now come alongside Whittlingham Great Broad, and here behind us we have Trouse Newton Hall, or the ruins of anyway. I'll just show you quickly. So unfortunately, as you can see the sign, we can't get in today, but I'll give you a quick look over. And this was built in 1450. Lots of swans here this morning, as always. Just keep following your Wherryman Way markers. Just a quick left turn here. Still walking along the Great Broad here, but a bit closer to the water's edge now. So hopefully some nice views. There's a couple of seats here as well, you can have a sit and look out over the Broad and watch the wildlife. So here in front we have a lovely sculpture, and these are the 2 wherry sails, and obviously feature on the Wherryman's Way. Okay, so we've arrived at our right turn away from the Great Broad here. So I'll just show you Wherryman's Way marker. There you go. So we want to take a right and then an immediate left on Whittlingham Lane again. So still walking up Whittlingham Lane, and on the left here we have the River Yare. So there's another shot of the river. You're seeing plenty of that on this journey. So we're going to be doing Wherryman's Way in 3 separate stages on 3 separate days. So this first one is roughly around 11 miles, and this will go from Norwich train station, as you've seen, and we'll end up today at Rockland St Mary's. Lovely wooden sculpture here on the side of the road. I think it says Whittlingham Country Park, I believe. So Wherryman's Way, hiking trail or cycling trail. So you can walk it or cycle it, but you'll find if you cycle it, you'll have to veer off onto road routes and come back round to the footpaths on certain parts of this Wherryman's Way trail. As you can see up ahead here on Whittlingham Lane, or you can hear as well the traffic going over here, and that's the A47 traffic. So come underneath And I believe there's a turning coming up on the left. So the Wherryman's Way Trail is a beautiful 37.5 mile hiking trail from Norwich Railway Station to your Great Yarmouth Railway Station. So here on the sign, as you can see, we've got Whittlingham Barn on the right, and up ahead on the left hand side on the corner here there is a footpath sign with the Wherryman's Way markers on. So take your left and follow your signs. So unfortunately this part of the journey goes past a stinky part. We're walking past Trowse and Whittlingham treatment works. So you want to walk past the plant with it on your left. So we've just come past the treatment works, and our turning here is on the left we want to go. You can see where Lee's going. There is an alternative route, but that one I believe is for the cyclists, but we're going straight up the hill in front where Lee's going. So onto the track and follow your path up the field. So this is the alternative route. This is where you join back up with it again if you are on your cycle. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the track here, and in the front you can see a road. Just show you the signs quickly. Wherryman's Way to the left there. So left on Mill Hill. So we've now taken that left on Mill Hill, and you walk out on Mill Hill, and then you'll arrive onto Wood's End, and you walk down there for a short while, and then you'll head towards the river, and you'll come across the Water's Edge pub if you'd like to stop for some food or drink. It's a lovely spot there by the river. So coming up ahead in the distance there, you'll be able to see the Water's Edge, the pub. So if you wish to stop there for your refreshments, you can do. We're on Wood's End now, the road. So here's the Water's Edge, but unfortunately we're too early for this one at the minute. And here at the Water's Edge we have another sculpture here, the Wherryman's Way. And some information here about the walk. So as you come past the Water's Edge pub, you want to be walking straight out still, with the river on your left. So we've now come to the end of Wood's End, and we need to go around this right hand corner and take a left following the Wherryman's Way signs. But if you were to go straight up, that's Mill Hill. But as I said, we're taking the left and walking along the river's edge there. So walk round the corner, and on your left you'll see another marker sign for the Wherryman's Way, and this one will tell you Sailingham is 2 miles, and obviously back that way Whittlingham Country Park 3 miles. So we're now going to be walking through Bramington Common here. So this is where you need to be careful. There's a path on the right, but you want to be taking the left one here, where them fences are in front. I'll just show you the Wherryman's Way marker, so you know you have to go straight up. So you follow the markers and you can't go wrong. So as you come out the other side of that passage where the fences are, you come through this gate, and there's a sign to the right saying left, so So you want to take your left footpath closest to the river, and it will look like you're going through someone's garden. But don't worry, it's the correct way. Beautiful day to be out on the river. Okay, I've just stopped here because at this point there are two ways, but the proper way to go is through this gate, and you want to go straight down. But if I come through the gate, because this is quite close to the water's edge, it can get quite damp and muddy underfoot, but I think we'll be alright today. But this is the diversion, as you can see, so you'd go that way and follow it round to the left and join up at the end to the same place again. As I said, we're going to walk down this route, see if we can get through. I'm sure we will today. But this is the official route. So we're still walking along the River Yare on that same path. It's slightly overgrown. There are a few stinging nettles, but it's not too far overgrown that you can't get through. But you can take a choice, your own choice, which way you wish to go. But I'm trying to stick to the actual official trail today. So we've now pulled away from the River Yare. We're crossing this little wooden bridge, and obviously you won't be taking a left here. So we're on the same path. We've just took a sharp right and we're now heading away from the river. Okay, so we now come out on that path, and the arrow in front brings us out on a track that tells us to go right here. We have a nice private property to our left with lovely gardens. You want to be taking the right up the lane or the track, and then there should be an immediate left again. Yep. So I've now come to the end of this footpath, and out in front, behind the trees there, is St Mary's Church in Sailingham. As you can see, sign in front. So we have Rockland Broad, where we're headed, 4 miles. So we want to be going left here and heading straight up beside the left of these houses in front, or this house in front. I'll just show you the signs here. Now if you wanted to go to St Saviour's ruined church and do an out and back section, it's down that way. I think it's about half a mile. Then you'd have to come back and follow the route again. So we're now making our way back towards the River Yare. So as you can see now, we've arrived back at the River Yare. Okay, at this point we have a metal gate, permissive path only. I want to be taking this one. This one can be a little bit muddy sometimes, but this time of year usually you're fine. So walking along the river's edge here, heading towards the Ferry house in Sailingham. So still walking very close to the water's edge here, as you can tell. And it's very nice walking through here in the shade today because the sun is shining bright today. I think there's a high of about 20 Celsius today. So we've now stepped out of the path there, and the Ferry house pub is straight out in front there. I'm most definitely going to be sitting here and having a drink by the river. So we're now having a beer at the Ferry House, and it's going down very well. So I've had a lovely pint by the river and a nice rest, and now it's time to head out on Ferry Road. So I've now come to the end of Ferry Road, and I'll show you the signs here. Wherryman's Way is straight on and to the left, and this road is called the Common that we've now got to walk down. Still following the Wherryman's Way marker signs. So we're now coming up to a left turn here, so we're turning off the Common. As you can see, there's the road sign, there's your Wherryman's Way sign saying left. So left on Leach's Turn. So we're now leaving Leach Turn, and we want to be taking left. I'll show you the footpath sign first. So we're taking the left on Lee. What's this road called?
Coldham Hall, Cancer.
We're now going to be stepping off Coldham Hall, Cancer, and we're heading straight towards Coldham Hall, the pub here, by the River Yare. Beautiful it is as well. So once you walk straight past the entrance to the pub, you want to be taking your right and walking along the river's edge here. Here on the right we have a few more sculptures on the trail. I'm going to head through this gate, and we'll be taking a right because there is nowhere else to go. So we've just now walked past Coldham Hall Sailing Club. We're now heading back out away from the River Yare. So as you come past Coldham Hall Sailing Club, you'll be on Beerlick Loke, and here you want to take, still on Beerlick Loke, but you want to be taking a slight right. So as you come out, you'll see a house on your left. Follow that straight down. So we're now coming to the end of Beerlick's Loke, and at the end here we're going to be taking a left, and we'll be back out on the street now. So we're now leaving the street here, and we're heading straight up in this direction and straight out in front. You'll be able to see the footpath sign for Wherryman's Way, and this one is called the Covey. So we've just come off the asphalt road, the Covey, and we're now onto an unnamed dirt track, but heading straight out still. You don't have to change direction. Okay, so we're now coming up to Wheat Fen Nature Reserve, as the sign will tell you, and that's where the car park and entrance is. So this is the Ted Ellis Nature Reserve. It's lovely walking around there, quite a few footpaths. So we've now stepped off the dirt track. We're now walking down Green Lane towards Rockland St Mary's. So we're now approaching the end of Green Lane. This is where you want to be taking the left. There is signposts still saying. And the road we're now turning on to is New Inn Hill, which will take us down to the New Inn pub and Rockland Staithe car park and Rockland Staithe. So we're getting very, very close to the end of the walk. So if you liked what you've seen today of this walk so far, part 1, Wherryman's Way, please like and subscribe. So this is our left into Rockland Staithe car park. Now you can get public transport from Rockland. There are buses that run. So if you wish to get a bus back into Norwich to get the train again, you can. Okay, we've arrived at the end of our walk today, end of part 1, Rockland Staithe. So this is where we'll be starting again. So we'll say our goodbyes. So it's goodbye for me, Chay, and I'm presuming it's a goodbye from Lee.
Goodbye. See you in part
Catch you
2.
next time.